Alright you lot, I've got something very, very exciting to show you. I mean, it's just incredibly exciting because it's going to be like a new project. I found this in the loft. I was rummaging around in the loft and I come across it and I was like, what's in this box? And then when I opened it up, I was like, I haven't even looked at this properly yet. I do remember vaguely coming across it. It was at a boot sale and it come in the box that it's in. You're going to know what it is because of the title. But it was in the box. I remember coming across it, and because it didn't have a receiver and all that, and I weren't really sure how to get it all going and all that. Well, I was sure, but I just kind of weren't. It went up in the loft and stayed up in the loft for a long time, and I was up there looking for something different, and I come across it, and I'm like, this is a perfect time to get this up and running. So just have a look to see what we got. I'll put you lot on the tripod in a minute, and we'll have a proper look through. But let's open up this box. Look at that, that's what we've got. It's, I don't know, I don't think it's got a receiver. I seem to remember it didn't come with a receiver. But it's got the old starter box. That's what they had, the old starter thing, wouldn't it? You hook it up to a battery. I don't know. I haven't even, since I've discovered this, I haven't looked at it properly. I haven't took the shell off or done anything. I like the stickers that are on it though. That probably very nice. Yeah, so it's been in the loft for a few years. I vaguely remember buying it. It's got a few wheels and tyres. Got a starter box. And blimey, those batteries and that switch would be long gone by now. I don't know if I put that in there, if that come in the box when I bought it or not. No idea. Then we got some more wheels. Looks like we got bits of servo. There's a spanner. Bits of wheel, broken wheels. So we got random bits and bobs in here. So it looks like we got some knuckles and all sorts. But obviously this car is what we really want to be looking at. This is, I didn't think there was a receiver, a transmitter, sorry. Hopefully there's a receiver inside it. I can't remember, bloody hell, I wish I could remember, but we're going to find out in a minute. But it's got an aerial. So because it's got an aerial, leads me to believe it's probably got a receiver on board. So let's have a look, and I'll put this up on the bench. Before I put it on the bench, I've got to clean the rush off, because I was doing a bit of work on the rush yesterday. Video on that is going to come up soon. The engine is in. It's not quite right, but the used engine that I got is in, ready to rock and roll, ready for a test. So I'll be going on a test soon. I know some of you lot are really asking, when are you going to go out and, you know, actually drive the cars, and when are we going to get some action videos and all that? I know you lot call it bashing, didn't you? But that's a gay term. As soon as possible. Hopefully as soon as possible. Every plan I'll make falls through, but we'll go there soon. But I'm just concentrating on getting some of the cars up and running properly, and then we'll do that. But now I've got this new project that I've come across. We'll see if we can get this going. But let's put this on the bench and we'll have a look through the car. Righto you lot, righto. What we got? I've put it up here on the bench. There's a few things that I have noticed with it. One of the drive shafts is non-existent, and the suspension is rock solid and doesn't return, and it's but we'll have a look at that. Let's just have a look to see what we've got, like what we've actually got, because I don't remember ever looking through this. I don't remember ever looking over it. Just had to adjust something on the camera then. So I don't remember ever looking over it. I can remember that there was obviously no transmitter. I'm hoping there's a receiver because we've got an aerial, and I'm hoping the receiver works. So we'll have to plug it in. I don't remember. I know I didn't do anything with it because at the time I see it at the boot sale, and I really just thought this is brilliant. So I got it. It weren't a lot of money, I don't think. And then I just couldn't be bothered with it, I don't think. So it ended up just being put up in the loft. But maybe now this could be a good opportunity to have a bit of a project. So I'll try and zoom in a little bit, and then I'll get you off the tripod and we'll have a close-up look in a minute. But I don't know if this is the original engine. I'm going to have to do a little bit of research on these Marauders, because I don't know if that, I don't think that is. I've seen a few sort of up close, but they may have come with different engines, or this may have had a different heatsink put on it perhaps. I don't know. I know that's the right exhaust though. That's the exhaust they had. This looks like it's been sort of jerry-rigged up. We've got a little fuel filter. That air filter's had it. Oh, that's no good. That's that wouldn't have been much good for a nitro engine anyway. But it's gone rock solid now. Well, it hasn't. It's gone crispy and mouldy. It's gone mouldy at the bottom. Look. So that's not good. Not dirty in there though. This is I loved how jerry-rigged up Mardaves were back in the day. Well, any car back in the 80s, where this is from the mid 80s probably. If you have a look, all the cars are sort of just a bit bodged up, even the ones you could buy. Like buy ready-made. So it does actually turn over. There's actually compression on that engine. There's more compression actually than was in that Rush engine. But the thing is, I don't know if that's how it's meant to be. I don't think that is how it's meant to be. I think either someone's rigged that up. I reckon somebody's rigged that up to just to work perhaps, because I don't think that's how that's meant to be. I'm going to have to look into that. But we've got our nitro tank, we've got a little nitro tank, the receiver and battery box. There's the aerial, it goes around here. So what do we need to get this off? We need some flathead screws holding the top of this little receiver battery box on. So let's take it out and I hope we got a receiver in there. If we got a receiver, then because I've got plenty of AM transmitters, this will definitely be an AM, I guarantee you. This was invented before 2.4 gigahertz was even being thought about, I would have thought. But the thing is, if somebody's converted it, but then again, when I bought this in the early 2000s, I don't think it would have had even 2.4 gigahertz would have been alive. So we've got a little battery compartment. We have got a receiver, no crystal in it though. The aerial looks like it's been pulled out a little bit. I don't know if I can put that back in there. I have got a spare receiver. I bought a few of them because receivers are becoming difficult to come by these days. Because everyone's going to 2.4 gigahertz, nobody wants to buy receivers. So AM receivers, I mean. So people are just chucking them away and things. So if I come across any on eBay or whatever, I just tend to buy them. They're about £4 or £5 usually. I just tend to buy them. So anyway, we have got a receiver, an AM 2-channel receiver, made in Hong Kong, BEC ACOMs. So that means I can just stick a crystal in there, stick some batteries in here, and hope that it works. And I can use any one of these transmitters. In fact, very fittingly, I've got this old style with a good aerial battery meter. This all works. This transmitter works perfectly fine. Nothing wrong with it whatsoever. It's probably the sort of transmitter that would have been with this in the first place. So I'll probably use this one with it. I've got plenty of the other type ones, you know. All these are AM. All these are AM transmitters. I can just put a crystal that matches in one of these if I wanted to and use that. It doesn't make a difference. So yeah, that's what we got. Steering servo. It's got a servo saver on it. The steering servo does move. Whether it will move under its own steam, I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. Throttle servo. Throttle servo isn't stuck, so that might move under its own steam. That's the brakes. That's how the brakes work. Oh, love it. Look at that. Right, let's take you off the tripod then and I'll give you a close-up look, because that's what you're dying to have a look at. Right then, my friends, here we go. This is what we've got. Let's start off with the body shell. I love that. It's fantastic. The wife says I'm a perv, but I just love the female body, especially in cartoon form. Brilliant. So this is a nice shell. It's not damaged actually, really. It's full of cobwebs. I dare say they were from my loft. full of cobwebs in there. Some massive old spiders in there. A little bit of a scrape, but I dare say I'll get a few more if I can get it going. So we've got the underneath of it. I haven't had a look at the underneath of it yet. That's, you know, I'm not sure whether, I mean, there'll be some of you, I mean, I've got to do some research. My knowledge with these Marauders is very limited. I know somewhat of them, but I don't know a lot of them, a lot about them. You know, I've seen plenty of videos, I've seen one or two reasonably up close running around, never really taken a lot of notice of them too much. You know, it's something I need to look into. So I'm not sure whether this would have been a kit or not. It looks like a kit, but back then, you know, they look like kits. These Mardave kits you got here now, like that one, that mini stocks from the 80s, looks like something that someone's made up in their garage, and so does this. So this is well, assuming that it is actually a Mardave Marauder, you know, it may be something that someone has made, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. But when I bought it, it wasn't the bloke at the boot sale didn't actually say, oh, this is a Mardave Marauder. He just said it's a petrol car. He used the word petrol because he don't think he knew what it was. He said this is a petrol car, blah blah blah. I can't remember the whole details of it, but that's what he said. So there's the exhaust. These do sound the tits. They actually sound like a two-stroke, like a two-stroke Strimmer engine. These do when these run with this exhaust. They sound really good. Obviously we've got a fuel pressure line there going into the tank. Little fuel filter on there. Probably not any good. That need to be changed. You see, it looks properly jerry-rigged. I love how they do all this. That's on there, and then look at the brakes. Love it. I know how these work anyway because I've seen them before how these work, but I still think it's fantastically simple design. A little bit of metal that rubs on there. When you push on the brake, oops, when you push on the brake, the servo moves, pushes that against there. There you got brakes. Love it. And when it goes the other way, it opens the throttle, and that closes the throttle. Love it. Now the suspension, well, the springs don't go all the way for one, so I reckon it needs to change the springs, but I don't think there's any oil in there. That, I don't think that's probably not how that's supposed to be. I don't know. I'm going to have to do some research, proper research. This is something that I really don't know about. I mean, when it comes to the engine, I know how to get the engine running, that's fine, but the way these were made, I don't know. I'm going to have to do some research to find out how things are supposed to be and how things are not supposed to be. I wouldn't say that's how those drive shafts are supposed to be, but you know, they may be. They will work. I'm not really sure what the deal is with these wheel nuts. I think they need to be changed perhaps because they leave the wheels somewhat loose. But very fantastically simple design, these Mardaves. When you look at a more sort of modern day car such as the Rush, which is sitting on my pile of washing, they're you know, even the Rush is a simple design, but when you compare that, all that simple steering mechanism, to what we've got on the modern day cars, I'm not saying they're, you know, this is a simple car, but these are even more simple. Fantastic. So let's just have a quick look to see what else we've got that come in this box. Oh, I hadn't noticed that. Look, there's another little spannery type thing. This looks like an older one. That other one that was in here, this looks like this is a newer type. Whether I put that in the box, I can't remember. I don't think so. I don't remember ever putting anything in the box. Not sure whether these wheels and tyres are genuine ones or they've just come with it, but there we go. Now, as far as my knowledge goes, you attach this to a battery and put the car on there, and bzzzt, little switch, push down on it, starts up that little motor, just like a modern day starter box. I mean, I don't know why I'm explaining it, or you not know how modern day starter boxes work. So it's just the same as a modern day starter box, but the only difference is it's mounted on a piece of old wood, and it's just metal with little with relays, and yeah, and a motor. It's like a starter motor put on it. So it's, you know, it's a lot more simple and a lot bigger though than a modern day starter box, but it's the same principle as a modern day starter box. You put your car on there, put that on the flywheel, push down on the back of it, bzzz, there it goes, starts up your car. And you have to connect that to a battery, probably a 12-volt battery, maybe 6-volt, don't know, I'll have to try and find out. But I'm well happy with that. I can't believe I forget all about it. So it looks like we've got ourselves another project, yet another one. Before I've even managed to finish off the projects I've already got going. This is the way that things is for me. If you don't watch the other channel, my main channel, where I just get projects, don't finish them, and then end up starting something else, and I get the clutter everywhere. I've rediscovered that project, and now I'm going to make it into a project. When I got that, it wasn't a project, but now it's a project to get it going. But first, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to finish off that rush, finish off the other rush, which is finished anyway, and then we can start off on this Mardave project, because this is going to be a bloody good one. I don't think I'm going to be able to put it up to its proper form or glory, but at least I'm going to get it running and, you know, give it a clean. If the engine runs, I'll give it a clean and sort out the suspension and find out for bits. But I do know that the parts for these are very, very few and far between. Very few and far between. It's just what you can find on eBay and things like that, because people just don't make the parts anymore for these. I do know that for a fact. There was a bloke asking on the forum and he couldn't find any parts for his one. But there we go. So thanks for watching, everyone. I really appreciate you watching. I really appreciate all your support and your liking and your sharing. It's going through the roof. It's fantastic. And, you know, all the support you give me is truly appreciated. A lot of good comments coming up as well. So if you haven't subscribed, please think about it. Even if you're just up for a bit of a project or just up for a laugh, you know, think about subscribing. And coming up in the future, we will be going out. I've got, you know what, I've got the Savage and all that. We're going to be going out. I'm going to do some drone videos as well. Some people are asking for drone comparison videos. We'll have to see about that and see how that goes. But yeah, thanks again, everyone, and have a fantastic day or evening or afternoon or whatever it is when you're watching this. Just enjoy yourself and be happy. Thanks a lot, everyone. Take care.